My God, ladies and gentlemen, General Greene here. It is December 5th, 2023. Beautiful day out here in Park City, Utah. Incredible last few days of skiing, really enjoying it. My kids are doing great. It's really fun teaching them. But we've got terrible news. This is according to a major financial institution, not me. I'm going to get into this report and a whole lot more, but first, please like and share, get this out to your friends and family, believers, non-believers alike. This is a critical warning, again, to stampede your money out of the banks immediately. The United States officially has collapsed. In addition to that, they are eradicating, ending, and canceling capitalism, according to a major financial institution. I believe this 100% to be the truth, agree with it. And I've said for this for years, that they always change the rules last minute as the country, by design, intentionally sinks into oblivion, transfers all the wealth, destroys everybody's lives, locks you in your house for years without warrant, and then basically eviscerates, all of your freedoms and rights. Now this. So like and share, and just give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? Okay. Do we have a good visual and audio on this beautiful morning? It is so important that you make big moves for you and your family now, not just to survive, but to get on offense. Now, during a wealth transfer, there's going to be the biggest disruption, which is what is occurring now that we've ever seen in history. So there's actually a lot of opportunity to make money when your country, like Zimbabwe, crashes into the gutter like a toilet bowl turd, which is what's happening in the USA. Just like Zimbabwe collapsed and hyperinflation, people had wheelbarrows out worth of cash, and they were using to wipe their ass with it. The same thing is happening in the USA, which is what they want. It's by design. So this is like the Argentina peso, but worse. So let's get into this article and a whole lot more. Please like and share this. Again, this is not my opinion. This is according to a major Wall Street financial institution. We also have more terrible news today. Stocks are down for the second day in a row while Bitcoin skyrockets, while Jesus coin skyrockets. Why Island Project skyrockets, by the way, because it's the life raft. I've told you, get on the life raft. Get on the digital Noah's Ark, registered trademark of your general here, General Greene. Wells Fargo CEO warns of severance costs of nearly $1 billion in fourth quarter as layoffs loom. So massive layoffs, and we've seen this from Citibank as well. Jamie Dimon, again, the recipient of taxpayer bailouts. That's how he became a billionaire. Along with Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger being saved by U.S. taxpayer bailouts, when I believe to be fraud, and criminal activity in 2008-09 are now laying everybody off. Citibank laying everyone off, Wells Fargo laying everybody off. Again, their services aren't needed anymore. The banks are trash, and the U.S. dollar is dog shit. Let me find this article that I was looking for. These are major predictions from which bank is it? It is a major bank. I'll just start reading here. It says an EU wealth tax and the end of U.S. capitalism. The end of U.S. capitalism. Now, keep in mind, guys, this has already happened, okay? There is no capitalism in America. This country is in the shitter, okay? You must understand this. Excuse my French, but it's the truth. I got to get your attention. There is no capitalism in the United States of America, and there is no freedom. That's why they locked you in your house and forbade you from going to church and opening up your little small business while they kept, the too big to fails open and the essentials. You're non-essential. They don't care about you. They stomp on your face, and their goal is to destroy your life. I want you rich. They want you broke. They lie to you. I tell you the truth. Sometimes people don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. I tell you how to make money. I tell you how to get ahead. I tell you how to protect your family. I tell you where the opportunities are. I tell you about Bitcoin, Jesus coin, islandproject.com. The list goes on. And I've been proven to be 100% correct over the last nearly 20 years. Social media, e-commerce, got it all right. One of the first people on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, people laughed at it. I mean, again, the track record is enormous at this point, ladies and gentlemen. But let's read this. They say heading into 2024, the Danish investment bank, this is a major bank, suggested that the world is at an inflection point with the familiar road of the last decade coming to an end. Totally agree. The predictions focus on a series of very underappreciated events that, if they were to occur, would send shockwaves across the financial markets. Now, again, all my predictions are accurate. Gold hitting an all-time high just a couple of days ago. Real estate, all-time highs, still skyrocketing in all major cities, especially luxury destinations and vacation zones like Maui, Oahu. I had a question yesterday. What's going on in Maui? Nothing. Prices continue to skyrocket, like I told you. Why do you think we've been investing in there? I told you this is a hyperinflationary collapse. What's going on in Park City? Hyperinflation, skyrocketing prices into real assets. In fact, there's a new development here that I'm looking at right now that's going to triple the size of Park City, and all the properties are $5 million up. Again, there's a very small percentage of people with all the wealth now, and then there's just the peasant class that they've been stomping on their face since 2008-09, and that's really when capitalism ended. Capitalism ended in 2008 and 09 when the U.S. government decided to RAPE the American people through multi-trillion-dollar taxpayer-funded infused bailouts, and they got away with it. I tell the people to stand up for their rights all the time. I tell them to say no. I tell them to fight back peacefully, and they never do. It's crazy. They just allow these elites to bend them over, to continue to screw them, destroy their lives, send them to World War III, hyperinflate their currency, eradicate their jobs, lay them off. It's mind-boggling to me. Now, I'm not criticizing you, my core audience, the millions of you that follow me. You guys are the resistance. But the general population are sheep. They do what they're told. They don't think for themselves. So I'm going to continue this article here in just a second. But, Americans need to get out of this groupthink. You need to get out of your brainwashing. You need to get out of your slavery. There are no rules in the United States of America. Kings run this place, okay? BlackRock is a king. Wall Street, these are the kings. The Big Five or the Big Four, these large corporations that dominate the Dow are kings. Elon Musk is a king. You need to understand this. This isn't a free country. This is oligarchs and kingships. They make the rules and they change the rules. And this has been a big part of my thesis and my prediction over the last 20 years, that when we got to this moment, boom, they would change the rules. So they'll just end capitalism overnight, and I'm going to tell you how they're going to do it. And they're going to continue to transfer the wealth to themselves by changing the rules. There is no system, guys. There's no rules. It's just kings that do whatever they want, pay no taxes. Jeff Bezos and others pay no taxes. Their companies make billions of dollars. They pay no taxes. None of the elites pay taxes. Warren Buffett runs all and funnels all of his money through what I believe is a money laundering scam through his philanthropy to not pay taxes. And then it's redirected back to his same companies that received the taxpayer-infused trillion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar bailouts. Again, guys, the whole system's rigged. You must understand this. Everything you were taught in school is a lie. That's why they locked you in your house and told you had no rights. They prove it to you over and over again that you're owned. You are owned, it's one big club, and you ain't freaking in it. So again, understand this truth. Understand this fundamental truth. Shout out to the late great comedian George Carlin there. So this is what this major bank is predicting. An AU wealth tax, the end of capitalism in the United States, and a major crisis regarding what happened over the last few years, and they're saying regarding and centered around these new obesity drugs that are coming out to market right now. These are what they're saying are some of the outrageous predictions. Isn't that a testament to how screwed America is? America's so effed up that they have to come out with obesity drugs. Because after poisoning the United States for years through our air, food, water, and other systems and institutions that I'm not allowed to talk about because it's not a free country and there's not free speech in this crapper that is the United States of America, run by criminals at the very top. I love this country. I'm an American patriot. I would fight and die for it any day of the week. But these people are criminals, in my opinion. But isn't it a testament to the outrageous, health of the general population that they have to depend on an obesity drug after being poisoned by Fortune 100 for years by these fast food chains that literally poison their constituents. They're poisoning you. You do understand this. It is poison. Your society, your culture is absolutely poison. It is a disgusting, disgusting culture that America has become, in my opinion. Now, heading into 2024, the Danish investment bank suggested the world is at this major inflection point, and it goes over these very specific events. Now, I'm going to tell you how they're going to break the rules like they always do, because there are no rules. See, people are stupid. They're taught in school that there's rules and they're supposed to follow orders from their officials, but their officials break the rules. They did it in 2008-09. They did it during the lockdowns. More lockdowns are coming, by the way, and they're going to do it again as they end capitalism, which I argue has already happened, and they're going to do a lot worse. Global surveillance, massive digital control, total oligarchy worldwide, global integration, collapse of the sovereignty of the United States. Doesn't matter if Trump gets in, doesn't matter if Biden's in. It's all going the same direction. This is a global, one world system, which is obvious to anyone with eyes to see. It's also biblically prophesized. So this is happening. So let me tell you, this is what they're saying. The end of U.S. capitalism. This is from a major U.S. financial institution. Now keep in mind, Ray Dalio, another billionaire of Bridgewater and Associates, who's recently moved to China. He's basically fading the United States, just leaving, has also said this. It's a changing global order, he says. It's a changing world order. It's the end. America's done, guys. If you're betting on America, expect to lose. Do not take Warren Buffett's advice. He won't even be around in a couple years. Him and Charlie Munger are both going to the grave. They've extorted and exploited and extracted trillions of dollars of taxpayer funds for far too long, and they won't even live to see Bitcoin at $2 to $3 million plus dollars. God bless them. Pray they come to Christ, but they probably won't. I think they worship the devil. But again, America looks like he's in charge. So this is the end of U.S. capitalism. This is what they're saying. It says, against an increasingly uncertain geopolitical backdrop, Saxo senior fixed income strategist Althea Spinozzi hypothesized that the U.S. government could be forced to further increase defense spending while the Federal Reserve may still have to tighten monetary policy amid a second wave of inflation. Inflation hasn't stopped. It's hyperinflation. They're destroying the dollar. The debt is at a record high. We're losing the wars. Not us, because I don't support any of this. I'm against all of it. So Ukraine is losing against Russia. Russia is kicking the crap out of Ukraine. It's disgusting. Russia is dominating. Major articles, even the mayor of Ukraine is criticizing and saying what I'm saying right now of that puppet boy Zelensky, the greatest fundraiser in U.S. history, taking taxpayer money for a non-NATO country to lose the war. But again, that was the design because they didn't want the Ukraine war necessarily. They wanted Israel. They were just opening up the biblical war. That was the whole point of Ukraine, losing the war. And what they're saying here is inflation hasn't stopped, which I told you it wouldn't. This is a hyperinflationary collapse, not a deflationary one. And let's continue reading. It says, in order to avoid social unrest, Congress may be forced to increase fiscal spending, sending the budget deficit above 10% of GDP. And meaning the government must foster demand for U.S. Treasuries urgently. How are they going to do this? Break the rules. Because there is no system and there is no rule of law for the elites, guys. I tell you all the time. The attention goes to the stock market, where the Magnificent Seven have now become 12, thanks to a missed downturn in government support programs directed to lenders and homeowners, according to this major Wall Street bank. Their group currently comprises, who you know, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Tesla, and a few others. And guess what? They're all cucked companies, right? They're all woke cucked companies. And by the way, Tim Cook is selling hundreds of millions of dollars of his stock, preparing for a stock market collapse. All the leaders are, all the insiders, they are hosing the United States of America, and they're getting away with it over and over again. It continues. They say to join the club are Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, JP Morgan Chase, LVMH, and ASML. So turning the 9 or so companies, which basically rig the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So when the stock market's going up, it's rigged, number one, from stimulus and fake debt that they're printing. But they only look at like 9 companies. Guys, so the rest of Wall Street's collapsing and going out of business. Look at Amazon. How many companies has Amazon put out of business? 99% of them. Small, medium-sized businesses and mom and pops go to zero. And the reason they've been allowed to do this is, of course, all these insider companies get government funding directly from you. Amazon's first major contract came from the CIA, hundreds of millions of dollars to build the cloud network and their cloud systems, a part of the DoD and the Pentagon. And that's how Jeff Bezos turned his first profit. That was the first time they ever became profitable. Elon Musk just got another sweetheart $2.5 billion from you, U.S. taxpayers, funded by the U.S. government for SpaceX. He's received tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm not sure what the official amount is over the years. This isn't capitalism. This is crony capitalism. Same goes for all the other companies. I mean, look at the airlines. They're not profitable. They're bankrupt. So they're supported by you, U.S. taxpayers. Again, unfair advantage, special treatment, and special rules for the oligarchs and kings that own you. And you must let this sink in. You are a slave in this system. Everything you were ever told about America is a lie. Understand this fundamental point. There is no rule of law. You follow orders, they do what they want. I tell you to resist peacefully. So more are going to join the club of this rigged system that makes up the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now let me tell you how they're going to rig it further. And this should piss off a lot of you because many of you are going to lose your retirement accounts. You're going to lose everything you worked for. Your kids are going to starve. Future generations will have nothing. The country's going to break out into social disorder and unrest, which is why you need to decentralize. If you notice, I'm decentralizing all over the place, not just in one state, not just in one location, not just in one country, because I already know this. I'm doing exactly what all the major elites are doing, from Peter Thiel, who owns properties all over the world and owns nuclear fallout shelters and bunkers in areas all over the place, like New Zealand. Same thing with Bill Gates. Every shelter he has is preparing for nuclear war, end of America, social disorder. Ray Dalio moving out of the United States, going to China, telling you it's a changing world order, and the United States is collapsing. Again, all the insiders, all the elites, everybody that knows anything, anybody that's smart is taking these strategic actions, which is why I build the roadmap for islandproject.com to protect you, to save you, to make you money, to make you stupid freaking 1000x rich, to build the ecosystem that's going to be needed outside of the banking cartel that's going to seize your assets through bailouts, like we've seen in 08 and 09, through bail-ins, like we saw in 2013, 14, I think it was, somewhere around there. I might be off by a few years in Cyprus, and so much more. And now the latest hard-hitting in your face, bend-over rig job that is likely to come according to this major bank. It says this: understanding that political stability depends upon its continued ability to finance a huge deficit through U.S. Treasury issuance, thus lowering interest rates. The governments must increase the attractiveness of domestic bonds over stocks. Under intense pressure from the White House, Congress makes capital gains and interest income on U.S. Treasuries tax-free. With government debt in the hands of domestic investors, the cost of funding becomes less volatile, according to this major bank. What did I just tell you? And I'm going to read it again. They're saying that the U.S. government is going to defraud the American public into being the bag holder of the hot potato, worthless trash, dog shit U.S. dollar currency by incentivizing the general stupid ass sheep public here in the United States of America to buy the trash, disgusting, fraudulent government debt and give it to domestic investors by breaking the rules, changing the laws, and making capital gains and interest income on U.S. Treasuries tax-free. Let it freaking sink in for a minute. What this will do is collapse every other stock in the U.S. financial system outside of the Big 12, the oligarchs. Jeff Bezos saving the world on his billion-dollar yacht. See, this is how the billionaires save you guys and protect the world and solve climate change. By buying yachts and buying 40 homes around the world and flying their jets to the climate events. Right? Right, guys? They're saving the world. Same thing with Elon Musk. He says he doesn't have a big house. Bull crap. Bull crap. They all have big houses. Okay? They're all burning fossil fuels and they're all destroying the planet. Elon does not fly an electric jet because there are no freaking electric jets, Elon. Again, all that's a psyop too, the latest thing, go F yourself, Bob, and all that kind of stuff. All that's a psyop. The U.S. government has not stopped a single cent of fraudulent trash U.S. taxpayer-infused dollars to Elon. If Elon was really on the side of the resistance, would the U.S. government and the DOD and Pentagon be funding Elon Musk billions of dollars annually? No. It's a psyop and a lie. But that's another point. So what they're going to do is break laws, change the rules, and destroy the middle class by changing policy on capital gains and interest income on U.S. Treasury to then get the stupid sheep that will be pushed in by terrible and I believe just stupid financial advisors that have not told you about Bitcoin, by the way, for years. Remember I told you that? Your financial advisor won't tell you about Bitcoin until it's trading at $1 million plus, until they have something to sell you. They'll be selling you BlackRock's Bitcoin spot ETF when Bitcoin's trading at $1 million bucks. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a billionaire badass that always gets everything right and tells you the truth. I'm the freaking general. Your normal financial advisor sucks balls. If you want to get ahead, call my dad. Call Papa John, 808-442-2934. He's not giving financial advice either. He's just giving you baller advice. From a man you can trust, from a man with integrity, who's done it many times before, and then I'm super lucky to have as a father and business partner. Give him a call, 808-442-2934. Roll over your IRAs, your 401ks now, your retirement accounts. Before the end of the year, we have two or three trusted partners now, Equity Trust, Preferred Trust, etc. I'm going to be shooting some content with them as well in the coming days, explaining just the easy steps on doing your rollovers, the advantages to doing that, some of the tax advantages of doing that, and how you can have control over your own IRAs instead of giving it to these fraudsters that are collapsing the system. And I'll have a link below too. And we've had dozens and dozens of new apps in islandproject.com, by the way, for our 30K minimum. I had many come in over 100K yesterday. I am in the review process right now with my father, reviewing all the docs, and then we're signing off on all of our new members getting in. So congratulations and welcome aboard the Digital Noah's Ark at islandproject.com. Let me continue. I'll add those links in a moment. Under intense pressure from the White House, Congress makes capital gains and interest income on U.S. Treasuries tax-free. With government debt in the hands of domestic investors, the cost of funding becomes less volatile. This dramatic move marks the end of capitalism. How about them apples? This dramatic move marks the end of capitalism as money rotates from private corporations to the public, and holding riskier assets becomes more expensive. Counterintuitively, the 12 oligarch companies that we were just talking about consolidate their market dominance as they benefit, creating a total control oligarchy. Long-term benefit from the long-term lower cost of funding because the U.S. taxpayer is going to hold that bag that goes to zero. You have to understand this. None of the elites are going to hold the bag. You are. They want you broke, guys. They're taking all of your wealth. They're going to lower the cost of funding while the rest of the stock market collapses. So that is the prediction. We'll stop there with this article. That is the prediction coming from a major bank saying that the end of capitalism is here in 2023, and they're going to break normal laws, change the rules, like I've warned you, like I've predicted, giving you a glimpse of how this may or may not unfold. Now, of course, only God in his hands knows exactly the events transpiring at any given point of time, how this is going to roll out. But I believe wholeheartedly, as I've predicted and talked about this myself for going on several decades now, is this is how the transition period will be. Again, the global digital reset is a hyperinflationary collapse and a wealth transfer and an extraction to give the hot potato bag to the general pop, to screw them, okay? To take the wealth, give it to the elites, and then create the control system as they sink America into its own flagrant Rome collapse style demise, and then create a global systematic order takeover of surveillance and digital reset and all of the new currencies that they're going to be introducing, the even more worthless fiat trash CBDCs. Other major headlines that I'm following, other major events, of course, as we all prepare, as we're all pivoting, leveraging, and profiting, islandproject.com, and also at my club. Encourage you to join that, $1,500 one-time fee, book a call with me. I have a dozen or so calls over the next couple of days. I'm really looking forward to it. I can tell you exactly what cryptos to buy, how to set up your portfolio allocation, how to protect yourself, what wallets to use, what exchanges I trust, how to take hold of your private keys, how to properly diversify, when to take profits, other 1000X picks you don't know about that I haven't disclosed to the public. Again, I always put out my picks way before the public. When I introduced Jesus Coin, it was under 500,000 market cap. And at one time, I owned $7 trillion worth of Jesus Coin. And I'm still a very proud investor of Jesus Coin, along with many of you and many of my members. But I always give the picks before they 100x. Jesus Coin is 100x. Ajax, one of my picks, which was in the AI space, pulled, what was it, a 40x? That was released at school not too long ago. And my new picks that I haven't revealed to the public yet are under very, very low market caps that only I've deciphered through my lengthy research and expertise, again, where the best opportunities are. So it's very easy for you. All you have to do is sign up. All of you have to do is onboard. And what's so blatantly simple to do is just sign up and invest into islandproject.com, where everything is turnkey. So your 30K minimum investment buys the best real estate in the world, makes you a proud owner of the best real estate in the world. Homes in beautiful Maui, homes in beautiful Oahu, our estate properties, our cash flow condos, new properties here that'll soon be opening up in Park City, Utah, ski-in and ski-out lodges, opened up Thailand. Makes you a real, true fractional owner. Isn't timeshare. You get all the benefits of the large capital gains potential, all the benefits of the W-9 income at the end of the year, paid on gross rents to our members. You get a huge master founders round token launch for Read My Intent to Tokenize, only to our members. So you get both of those. Not only do you get the real estate investment and the massive appreciation of the 33.5 million portfolio, all the cash flow distributions, but also you get the, essentially, I have to say intent, read my disclaimers and terms, the pre-sale of Island Project token launch as we build out the holy trinity of our network in this digital economy and this essentially Christian, billionaire, trillion-dollar asset class that is decentralizing itself around the world. Two major events. The major liquidity event that, of course, all my members are super excited about, myself included, which I'll be launching soon, but not all of you are going to get in, is the token launch. So you've seen nothing yet, guys. I see a lot of people excited about Jesus Coin, and I'm excited as well. It's great, 100x returns. It's going much, much higher. It's going to go to billions. But you've seen nothing yet. Wait till you see what my team and I do with islandproject.com. That's the number one investment in the world. It's where most of my money is. It's where most of my father's money is, in addition to Bitcoin, other cryptos, Jesus Coin, etc. As I said yesterday too, I do encourage all of you out there, because I've been asked this a lot, as there's been huge gains and many of my students have now become millionaires. Congratulations, I salute all of you. I'm so happy for you, and that's why I do what I do, God willing, and so thankful to God. Don't thank me, thank Him. I'm just a vessel for Him. But I've had a lot of people ask me, Christopher, should I take profits? Yes, you should. Take some profits. The general is telling you to take some profits. If you've been up 5, 10, 100x, 1,000x, whatever it is, take some profits. Take your initial investment or take some off the table. You want to do that. Diversify and deploy it into the Island Project. Take it, put it in islandproject.com, and then let it ride, baby. Let it ride. And stack your units in DCA in islandproject.com, just like you do any other world-class investment. Not financial advice. Again, DCAing and the real money, where the real money is made, is by you guys getting in early. This is actually something Charlie Munger was right about that I agree with, is the real money is made in the waiting, okay? It's made in the building phase and in the waiting. So for example, if you got into Jesus Coin under 500K and you've waited up to here, you've made a ton of money. Same thing with Island Project. Many of you are going to miss it. You're not going to get in. My funding round closes, you're out. So you'll be buying aftermarket once we're already trading above $1 billion. You'll never get into my founders round again. Now we're going to have multiple flagships worldwide. We're going to be building out the portfolio. We're going to have different opportunities, but the founders round will only happen once. It's essentially our IPO. And the reason I designed it that way is, of course, to reward my early Diamond Nuts ballers that got in. The people that took the most risk early, that got in, that had the astute knowledge and insight to make that powerful investment early. I'm going to make all you guys rich because I have a duty to do that, not financial advice. So it's terrible out there, guys. War, again, I'll just kind of recap that. Ukraine is losing. That means the United States is losing. Benjamin Netanyahu now fighting a losing war against Hamas. There's now 15,000 dead civilians that have been massacred, 40% women and children. They're losing. In fact, over the next couple of days, he'll be entrenched in a basically, I'm not sure what they call it, but he's under scrutiny now for corruption charges, essentially. So he's losing the war, and remember, all this happened before he was about to go down and be removed from power. It was very convenient, wasn't it? That Benjamin Netanyahu was able to cement his power by that just, pesky little event that happened on that tragic day. Well, now he's going to be totally entrenched in all these corruption hearings during all of this. Worst of the worst case scenario. I'll end it there. I love you guys very much. We're 30 minutes in. Like and share. Capitalism is ending. America is ending. You're entering a global surveillance state, totalitarianism, systematic global world controls, the eradication of all your freedom. They're going biological with your body. That's what they're doing next. That's why they did all that in recent years. And it's going to get much, much worse unless you listen and hear, but then more importantly, act to what people like me are saying. Your general, who is a steward that came here and is a vessel by God to protect you so you can pivot, leverage, and profit in multiple ways. Not just financially, but we're going to do that too. And it's very easy for us to do. But spiritually, with your communities, with your relationships, by building out alternatives and finding solutions in a world where most of the podcasters or the talking heads are doing zilch, nothing, and zero. They're just complaining and telling you about the end of the world and offering no solution. You see, I'm your general for a reason because I come with real world solutions. Notice that I'm healthy. I'm in fantastic shape. I'm a clean-cut dude, maybe a little crazy. I'm pretty much a living proof testament. I eat right. I got a great diet. Look at all these other people. Do they look like the people you should be following? No, they don't. They don't. So don't follow them. I tell you this all the time. I really look up to many of my pastors that just live a really good life. They have a good family life. I know they're doing the right things. I know they're imperfect and they're sinners just like I am. But I always look for mentors like that. My best mentor has been my father my whole entire life. He's a wonderful individual, and he's a courageous individual, and he's a man of strict integrity, who is absolutely the best leader and steward that I have ever seen in my life. I hope that I've exemplified and continue to build those same qualities in my own life. So kudos to you, Papa John. Also, a shout out to one of my member investors and best friends, Donut. Donut, I got you a gift for Christmas, bro. So when I come back to Phoenix at some point, I got you some donut socks. I love you. Okay, so we'll leave on that happy note. And by the way, I did get some rocket socks for myself. So that should be fun. We'll shoot a video together again. Push-up challenge. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Don't let your setbacks stop you from your massive success. Okay, expect to get knocked around a little bit. Expect to make mistakes. I'll give you an example of this, and this is where I'll close. One of my investors who has hundreds of thousands of dollars with me at Island Project made an early mistake in his crypto investing career and lost like 5K. And he was like devastated about it. He was like, oh my gosh, Chris, I'm an idiot. I made a mistake. I lost 5K. I screwed up. Oh my gosh. And he has nearly $500,000 with me at Island Project. This was like a separate occurrence. And I said, look, I won't give the name. This is just a learning experience. It's your education. I said, you are now one step closer to the gains, to the 1,000x gains. Months later, he texted me yesterday, up 10x in Jesus coin. He's made hundreds of thousands of dollars more, and now he's DCAing hundreds of thousands of dollars more in islandproject.com. So that little mistake, so don't let these mistakes get you down. Same thing with your health. Maybe you're recovering from a health setback or surgery, or maybe you're trying to lose weight. Don't get down on yourself. Stop judging yourself based on other people. Just start small. Start with a daily focus. Okay, build those daily steps to your 1,000x success. Consistency is more important than talent. Okay, so the consistency of action and just doing it every single day will make you a whole heck of a lot stronger. I'm living proof of that. It's how I've had a lot of success. It's how I became a Division I All-American, best in class, world-class athlete. D1, started as a freshman in water polo. I was also a fantastic swimmer. It's how I've made a lot of money on the internet, social media, e-commerce. It's how I made a ton of money in crypto. It's how we're making tons of money for my member investors on islandproject.com. I mean, even if you love or hate me or dislike me, okay, and you just don't like me at all, one thing that you can't ignore is my incredible tenacity, passion, and consistency. I'm always here, and I'm always hard-hitting, and I'm always closing, and I'm always doing it. And that is the recipe for success. I saw another comment yesterday that said, a lot of people just misunderstand Christopher. They don't get him. See, when it does click and you actually get who I really am and what I really stand for and what we're really building and what we really do, it is a epiphany, epiphanic, if that's a word, revelatory event in your life. Again, all of you right now sitting in your chair, if you've gotten this far in my video, I will make you rich, but it's up to you to take the action step. You have to click the link below. You got to get into islandprojectclub.com. You got to click the link below. You got to get into islandproject.com. Own the best world-class real estate in the world. You've got to take bold diamond nuts action on yourself. Men and women out there, the diamond nut ovaries out there. You got to take action. Be bold. Hey, we're coming into 2024. It's going to be terrible in 2024. What else are you going to do? Tune in to useless videos talking about the end of the world that offer no solutions? Listen to fat people in their chair selling you supplements? These aren't the leaders. They're not the ballers. They're not the generals. They're the losers. They are. They are. They missed Bitcoin. They missed crypto. They've missed all of it. They're telling you nothing but outside of how to sink your own ship. I'm telling you how to build the life raft, how to sail to the freaking moon, how to get on a rocket ship and build out a centralized network of freedom, liberty, and real Americana, what America really stands for, the American patriots, and that ethos that is worldwide. I have, again, members in over 12 countries that own my real estate project right now, and soon to be probably 24 countries worldwide. It's an honor. I love you. Jesus Christ is King. It's a little nipply out today. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to be giving you some property tours as well. I don't know how much you can see behind me, but you can see the mountains right there. And I've got some beautiful property tours. I just viewed a penthouse that we're considering for the project as well yesterday. Freaking sick. Major, massive views of the mountains. All the skiers coming in. 360-degree views. Fireplaces all over the place. Freaking diamond, that's sick. And these are the type of properties that we own. I love you. Give Papa John a call. Make sure you get those rollovers in now. Come in and fund with your 30K and take some profits off the table. If you've got big gains in any crypto, if your portfolio is sailing, Bitcoin, ETH, anything, Jesus coin, take some off the table. It is an order. Invest in islandproject.com. You can't lose. It is backed by a real asset with no bank debt. And we're also tokenizing. 1,000 freaking X. I love you.